We're in the 10 slot for this one. You know how we do. Robust RB strategy. Want to get 4 running backs or so, like 3 to 4, in the first 6 rounds. Of course, while maintaining the highest balance of team quality as you can. That's really loud. There are 12 people in this live PPR, so this should be good. Hopefully it doesn't drag. After this, we will be doing just a quick short break while I just basically cut the stream for like 2 seconds and bring it back up for Arena because it's way easier to edit for the future. Sorry, I had that going on in the background for some weird reason. So yeah. So far, Christian McCaffrey, Zico second. That's pretty crazy. Saquon, Kamara, Mike Evans going before Michael Thomas is a clear disrespect. Then we got Delvin Cook. I'm gonna keep an eye on this guy's team, Team Foster. I want to see how many more suspect picks this Jack Savinian from Duval makes. This is fucking bad. I think this guy is the only one that's going to be on auto is Hubbard. Other than that, I think everything seems fine. This lighting is actually kind of gas. So yeah, Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams, maybe DeAndre Hopkins and like Julio will go here. Who knows? This line does line me up for some Derrick Henry action. I like that a lot. I like Derrick Henry going into the turn for like Austin Eckler or Josh Jacobs. Preferably Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs. I like that duo a lot. You know those guys are going to get their touches. Josh Jacobs was an absolute stud last year with a goddamn broken shoulder, and I will die by that sentiment of why he should be drafted because he was an absolute monster with a broken shoulder. I also don't know how he like flew to London. Like him going to London probably made that injury way worse. Now that I think about it, just from the effects of how that like high altitude and your oxygen level, like I imagine affects something along those lines. I'm not like a physician or anything like that, so I mean don't quote me on it, but I mean it sounds right? I mean, so after my Derrick Henry pick, Julio, Tyree, Kenyon Drake. I'm not big on Kenyon Drake. He may be good. Like I may just end up crawling back on every terrible thing I've said about him during all these videos so far, and be like, you know what? Kenyon Drake's okay, but I just really foresee Chase Edmonds just being the man out of that backfield. Like it seems as if they just relied on him more. So I do get Josh Jacobs here. This will be nice. Austin Eckler is rated higher. Rather just have Josh Jacobs. There are some issues with the question of like Eckler can manage like a full season's worth of durability while being the lead back. I think that is something to be concerned about. With Josh Jacobs, as I said, like he put in all that work last year with a broken shoulder. So I trust his durability and his ability to make things happen and make plays, etc. I also trust Josh Gruden's belief in Josh Jacobs. Fireworks are outrageous. All right, so after Jacobs, we had Travis Kelce go. I'm not big on picking tight ends early, especially when you have wide receivers and running backs like Miles Sanders, Kenny Galladay, Chris Godwin. Give me those guys all day over Travis Kelce. There's way too many mouths to feed in Kansas City. Although he does get the consistent work, he's reliable, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of mouths to feed. Nick Chubb, he's kind of up in the air. Mid round 2, I think that's fine though. I don't like him as like a first round pick, but mid second round, totally cool with that. Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, Todd Gurley, Chris Godwin, and Leonard Fournette. I think those are all fine picks for their rate. I think Todd Gurley is a little high. I definitely would rather have Miles Sanders over Todd Gurley in that situation. George Kittle goes, but before Miles Sanders, Kenny Galladay, DJ Moore, Allen Robinson, Adam Thielen, Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't agree with any of that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there is a large disparity that you get between tight ends scoring every week. Between like the top like 3 to 4 tight ends, and then like where the 5 probably is probably somewhere around like 5 to 10 points. But like when you have such like, don't get me wrong, like tight end has like more of a positional scarcity than running back, but as far as like needing 2 running backs on a team in like a 12-team roster, like I'd rather just take the running backs now. Like take a pick on like Darren Waller or something maybe in the 5th if I want to draft like a tight end early like that. So I don't know. Also, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Please follow, subscribe, all of which is free. All this stuff will be also going to YouTube soon. I have been doing a bunch of editing and stuff like that. And I'm probably just going to end up doing like one big stockpile, like a couple days at a time. But if you like any of this content, any of this information, as I said, please do follow. It does go a long way. One thing, we had Patrick Mahomes, the second pick of 3rd round. That's okay. Miles Sanders finally goes in the 3rd round. I guess his draft stock has just declined steadily a little bit. I don't like the Odell Beckham pick there. I think Juju's fine for the 3. Thielen, Galladay, Robinson all finally go in the 3rd. That's all good. I think it would be nice here if I get Clyde as my 3rd running back going into the 3rd round and pick 10. And then I'm able to table that pick with one of these 3 wide receivers. I could, in theory, take like A.J. Brown, Robert Woods here. Leave the Clyde debate open. And then end up with like Jonathan Taylor, David Montgomery, Cam Akers, somewhere along those lines. But for a 3rd pick late in that second, or I could just get Chris Carson too, or David Johnson. All of these are very good picks, but I definitely do want A.J. Brown, so I'm just going to take him now. I'm going to see what happens here with this guy. Because I know for sure I want A.J. Brown. Granted, I probably shouldn't have taken him with having Derrick Henry also. But having those 2 dynamic receivers is both good. So there goes Robert Woods. So probably prompt me between Calvin Ridley and David Johnson here. And then I have somewhere decent to round off, I think. after like my 5th and 6th pick. Hopefully. Alright, so he did take Chris Carson. I do kind of want another running back, but I mean, I could just lock up Calvin Ridley here, which has top 10 wide receiver upside. And then I should be able to table those guys down there. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think this is like 100% Calvin Ridley's like big breakout year. You can make an argument for taking like Cooper Kupp, like David Johnson or Melvin Gordon. I think David Johnson is like iffy. So Houston like doesn't throw to their running backs much. Well, rather like Deshaun Watson doesn't throw to his running backs much. He does scramble a lot more often, and he does rush for the goal line quite a bit. So that does take away a bit of the upside from David Johnson, especially because like majority of like where he thrives as a player is like catching out of the backfield, like running in stride. So that's where it leaves it kind of iffy. Whereas like I know Calvin Ridley could end up being like the 1B in Atlanta, and he'll probably get a lot of looks with like Julio being transitioning towards like the twilight of his career. Like he's already there. He hasn't been 100% healthy in the past couple years, even though he's been good when he's played. He's been like phenomenal, usual Julio fashion. I think that's just, I don't know, I think it's just a little iffy. Oh man, I might get caught in the conundrum of where I should have took Clyde. Because all these wide receivers are left. Let's see. Someone just crept over and then took James Conner. So that doesn't always feel great. So I mean, he was one of the 4 on the board. Well, I was definitely eyeballing coming into this 5-6 range. It's really like I have like a affinity for this trio of running backs, of getting like 2 of them on my team. There were times where I've gotten all 3 of them, and I've just been like, okay, this is fine. Aside from them, like there's really not anyone who you really want like early here. There's like J.K. Dobbins, Breida, who you want kind of later. Damian Williams, Madison is like a security policy, stuff like that. So I definitely should have took Clyde as my 3rd pick instead of A.J. Brown. Let A.J. Brown go to someone else. Take Calvin Ridley. And then take like a wide receiver over here. Maybe like Devontae Parker's possibly open. Or like DJ Shark. That's probably the better call. But I mean, that's why we do this. So you can see, we can all grow, learn. This is why you mock draft. So you win your fantasy leagues. So AJ Green goes. I think I'd rather have like Terry McLaurin over AJ Green. Definitely Devontae Parker. I think T.Y. is in a good position with Phillip Rivers being at the helm there. Keenan Allen I kind of stay away from because like I don't know who's throwing that man. Like I can't like believe in someone and want to have like draft stock in them. I don't know who's throwing them. Granted, getting him in the 5th round, sure. Evan Ingram, you should like not touch at all. Do not draft Evan Ingram. Stay away from him. He is never healthy, and he like just had Liz Frank surgery last year, so this year he's playing with a screw in his foot. So like last year, like Marquise Brown played with the screw in his foot all year, and this year he has it out. So this year will probably be his breakout year. And then Evan Ingram, who already has like a horrible injury history, is gonna be trying to play with this screw in his foot, and this I don't think it's gonna work out well. Just don't draft Evan Ingram. Stay away from him. Stay far away. Darren Waller all day over over Evan Ingram. Don't even play with me. Mark Andrews all day. Hayden Hurst all day. Austin Hooper all day. Rob Gronkowski, sure, let's do it. Like, it's so many guys I'd rather have over Evan Ingram at tight end. Sickening. How many? How many? So I definitely should have went the Clyde route here because these wide receivers that get left falling for me between like Terry, Jarvis, DJ, and like Parker, whew, brutal. All right, so I'm gonna take my man Jonathan Taylor here, who I think is personally like the most talented running back coming out of this rookie class so far. I think he eventually does lead that backfield. Then I'm going to be able to table David Montgomery here. It should be fine. Hopefully they run a lot more of him in the second year of his offense. At least they should. This will start getting interesting after this, where I have to kind of make some stances. DeAndre Swift, that's a crazy pick. He's probably like prime to lead that backfield though. I just don't trust the Lions backfield. I think their O-line's bad. You can't be an effective running back if you're running behind a bad O-line. And we get David Montgomery, so that worked out fine. Yeah, I definitely do wish we took Clyde, because that leaves us with like a lot better if we have like Devontae Parker, Calvin Ridley there too, but I don't know, it is what it is. Like I said, it's all a learning process when you do this. Cam Akers going. The Gronk. I think Darius Slayton is probably the guy over Sterling Shepard and Mr. Golden Tate. But you can see Daniel Jones gravitating towards much Sterling Shepard last year. So that'd be interesting. I think Jonathan Taylor is just all around better running back than Marlon Mack. But Marlon Mack's in like the last year of his contract, so they might just like destroy him into the like run him into the dirt completely. I mean, it's very probable. If we get Kyler Murray here, I'm gonna take him. There he goes. So that pressure's off. J.K. Dobbins going in the 7th. He's been going higher and higher. His draft capital is steadily rising. So we're going to take Brandon Cooks here. And then I'm going to take Hayden Hurst. Hopefully he wraps around me right here. I don't necessarily see why he wouldn't. Seems a little buried down there, but I think he's one of like the top tight end prospects this year, especially to have a breakout year. Austin Hooper leaves up a lot of holes in that offense, and I think I'd probably rather have him than like one of these running backs who I'm kind of not sure of. Like Russell is fine. Christian Kirk and Preston are also fine. But I think I'd just rather get that position locked up too and not get sniped later down the road. It just seems to make more sense from a stance perspective. I don't want Russell. I want Hayden Hurst. Hunter Henry's alright, but he's also another one who I don't know who his quarterback is because he plays for the Chargers and he's also very injury riddled. Those are just guys you don't want on your fantasy team. Enjoy some vitamins here because it's legal in my state. If you're wondering why I ever say that, it's just for clarification, so I don't get pulled down off Twitch or YouTube. Oh man, that's nuts. This dude took Tua Tagovailoa in the 8th round. It's like a 16-round pick. That's nuts. Man, maybe Preston Williams will table to me. And Preston Williams, then Matt Ryan. I think Josh Allen. Josh Allen's fine too. Gets more rushing touchdowns than Devin Singletary. Will probably get more than Zach Moss too. And he's got Stephon Diggs. A Minnesota mercenary himself. Ex-Minnesota mercenary now. Bills Mafia hitman affiliate extraordinaire. Jerry Jeudy, I like that pick a lot. He's looked very good on the old Instagram lately, but how highly you weigh something like that in your decision making in times like this, I think that's very up in the air. I forgot Emmanuel Sanders is like on the Saints now. That's crazy. But Brandon Ayuk is really just a straight up number one in San Francisco then, huh? Besides George Kittle. So that means George Kittle is going to get around 100 receptions this year, if my math is correct, off the top of my head that I just made up these wild allegations. See, so the tight ends do start to go. I definitely would have missed out on Hayden Hurst if DJ Hawkinson goes right there. You have like Jared Cook, Noah Fant rated higher. Nah, man, I'm good. I'm good off those guys. Henry Ruggs goes. Daryl. Jamison Crowder's like, I think Jamison Crowder and was it Denzel Mims are going to be like obviously like the 1A and B in New York for the Jets. I don't think like one of them is going to have like a more like scarce like target disparity than the other. I think like obviously Crowder is more of like the inside slot like safety net threat. Mims will probably be somewhere around the outside, and Le'Veon Bell will be crying on the sideline because the O line sucks. Christian Kirk goes. I actually like that pick a lot. I was eyeing that to try and go Christian Kirk and then table it with Preston here. So Christian Kirk is going to be on the opposite end of Hopkins, who's going to draw a bunch of attention because then it's like they have to guard Hopkins, they have to guard Fitzgerald, and who's going to be open? It's probably going to be Christian Kirk. So, I mean, I think he's a really good pick. I also think he's going to, like, depending on, I need to see who they play week 1. But it'll probably be, like, a damn good, like, daily fantasy play week 1 for, like, some $5,000 wide receiver who, like, will be completely written off from everyone. I would be like, oh, man, how the hell did Christian Kirk just 4X getting 20 points? Just something silly like that. I'm going to take Josh Allen here. Or do I want Justin Jefferson? Yeah, I want Josh Allen. Do you have another like 4 wides? Sure. I'll take Josh Allen. I think it's a fine pick. I think it's like fine upside. He'll probably get like, I don't know, 5 rushing touchdowns for the year. I think that's like a sound like median projection. I think he had something like 6 last year or something like that. Let's see. Let's see how many. Oh, I forgot there's 2 Josh Allens. Ooh. So I was looking this up on Pro Football Reference. It's like a free site. You got to dig a bit, but all the content's free, opposed to you having to pay off like Pro Football Focus. It's just his all-around plays. So stupid. So he rushed for 9 touchdowns in 2019. So me like saying 5, 6 is definitely like an absolute floor. That's insane. That's a lot. That is a lot of rushing touchdowns. Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, this man's probably gonna rush for like at least 6, 7 touchdowns, maybe more because their offense is better, maybe less because Stephon Diggs is the fastest man alive, and we get Justin Jefferson on the table because no one believes in this man. Pow. Jalen Reagor is also probably like the number 2 in Philadelphia. Let's hope he has hands not made of bricks, unlike Nelson Aguilar, who can never catch a baby out of a window. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go ahead and YouTube Nelson Aguilar catch babies. It's insane. And I'm pretty sure the dude, when he invited the dude to that game, he like caught like a 40-yard touchdown pass. Or maybe he caught nothing. I don't know. Who knows? AJ Dillon. So this is very interesting. With Cam Newton being the quarterback for New England, with the big Patriots fan that I am, I do think they can actually bring Damian Harris up and put Sony Michel on the back burner. Because Damian Harris, James White, Rex Burkhead, they're those type of running backs that fill the role. You got Brandon Ayuk there. They fill the role of like what you want to do with Cam very well, in my opinion. None of them are Christian McCaffrey, but if you like Voltron all of them together, like maybe they equal Christian McCaffrey. Whew. Whew. Just doing some quick Q action real quick. So my sleeper defense this year, last round, is the Cowboys. So they play against the Redskins, who have Dwayne Haskins, and then you don't really know who else their quarterback is. Daniel Jones was just going in his second year, which he showed signs of being very good last year, but you don't know if he's going to be very good. He might not be. He might just be like a sack of potatoes. Blake Jarwin is like a super sleeper tight end. He's going to be like a very hot DFS tight end, I think. And then they play against the Eagles with Carson Wentz, who's like literally made of glass. And if Carson Wentz gets hurt and like they go against Jalen Hurts, who's just like another basically a rookie who's literally a rookie quarterback. Dwayne Haskins is like basically a rookie quarterback because he just looked goddamn awful last year. Yeah, no, that's my spiel. Cowboys sleeper defense this year. Lock it down. Anthony McFarland's a super sleeper running back. I think if James Conner gets hurt, Anthony McFarland is just the man. This bastard took Justin Tucker. This asshole. This complete asshole. Just stretched and reached. God damn it. I feel like Peter Griffin when he hurt his knee. God damn it. And then prompt someone to take Harrison Butker. How dare you? Oh my god, I'm just going to have to take Anthony McFarland here. Sure, I'll take the security policy running back in case James Conner goes down and whoever doesn't have James Conner doesn't have Anthony McFarland because I have him. Boom. Get him. All right, so maybe I can get like Matt Prater who kicks in a dome, Greg Zerline who's just got a huge fucking leg. All right, I'll take Matt Prater. He kicks in a dome. That's fine. He's usually pretty solid. He'll usually get you around like 7 points. I mean, hey, you get me 7 to 10 points, and you're my kicker. That's fine. If usually you're Justin Tucker and you get me like 12 points every week, you're basically like a shitty flex. So that's gas. Because there's probably like 6 teams in your fantasy league that have a shitty flex, and then if your kicker negates their shitty flex, get fucked. You're done that week. You're probably done that week. Hopefully, I can snag this Chase Edmonds steal here. No, he took Cam too. This dude's team's probably very good. I gotta check that out. Team Navarro. He's made some pretty solid picks. T. Higgins out of Cincinnati. Gonna be buried on the depth chart. All the other wide receivers are like pretty made of glass. So Tyrell Williams, completely forgotten about. Number one wide receiver coming out of Las Vegas, mind you. That's actually insane. Because he is listed as like the number one on the depth chart. He's going in the 15th round. I forgot he was still there. I don't even know where they have him ranked. But they probably have Henry Ruggs ranked over him for some ungodly reason. Jesus. That is insane. 15th round Tyrell Williams steal, probably like your fourth wide receiver. I'll take Chase Edmonds because I don't believe Kenyon Drake makes it out of the year or leads that backfield. And Chase Edmonds looked really good. And we get the Cowboys. Alright, where is this team Navarro? Oh, so he had the number 2 pick. This dude's team was crazy. So you have Mahomes, Elliott, Marlon Mack, who's nope, that sucks. DK Metcalf, AJ Green, nope. George Kittle, CeeDee Lamb, okay, but I don't want him as my flex. Steelers, Just Tucker, why the fuck would you take Tua? Jerry Jeudy, but I don't know why you take Boston Scott's actually a decent pick because there's like some toss up there where you end up going. Blake Jarwin's a good sleeper tight end pick. I don't know why the hell you would take Cam Newton when you have Cam, Tua, and then Patrick Mahomes. Eric Ebron. Don't the hell you already have Blake Jarwin and George Kittle? You are insane. Your last pick's probably going to be trash because the rest of the team is absolute trash. All right, Team Foster. What do we got here? Breeze, Gurley, Hunt, Mike Evans, Cooper, Ingram, Shepard, the Ravens, Fairbairn, Dobbins can lead out. You only have 3 running. Oh my god! So this dude went the heavy wide receiver route, and he's gonna lose at running back like every week. And his wide receivers are like at par where you want to be. Like solid C plus. All right. So what we did here, this will go sequential by our picks. Derrick Henry. We had the 10th pick also. Keep in mind. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, AJ Brown, Calvin Ridley, Jonathan Taylor, David Montgomery, Brandon Cooks, Hayden Hurst, Preston, Josh Allen, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, Anthony McFarland, Matt Prater, Chase Edmonds, and the Cowboys defense. Something you may notice, I do not have many older players aside from Brandon Cooks. And Derrick Henry has been around for a little minute now. Nothing too crazy, though, because he's just like his 5th-year option. Name of the game, get your young players because that's the NFL's name of the game. All in all, I think this team's pretty solid for the 10th slot, so this is something that if you do get a 10th pick in your draft, something along these lines that you may want to look out for. One of the pivot points that I did mention was I probably should have took Clyde Edwards-Helaire here and then had Calvin Ridley and here had Devontae Parker. I think that would also be a solid core if you want like another sound rookie running back, but you don't know if Clyde Edwards-Helaire if he's going to be as productive, and Jonathan Taylor could just be the man. I think both those guys are very talented. Jonathan Taylor was argued to be the most talented running back coming out of this rookie class, so we'll see what happens if that mock is good or not. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Following goes a long way. Helps a lot for me being an independent content producer. Just trying to get my name out there. Just do this on the regular and make it an everyday thing. So once again, thanks for